Continuous autumn rains have caused crops to soften, split, and go bad in many regions, forcing some farmers to abandon harvests altogether. With temperatures expected to drop sharply this week, concerns are also rising over possible frost damage to late-season crops.
최근 이어진 가을비로 인해 작물이 무르거나 터지는 피해가 전국 곳곳에서 발생하고 있습니다. 일부 농가에서는 수확을 포기하는 사례도 늘고 있는데요. 이번 주 기온이 크게 떨어져 냉해 피해도 우려됩니다.
네.
Okay, of course, we are worried about all crops because that directly equates to people's livelihoods.
Of course.
But in terms of the season, the kimchi, kimjang season,
Exactly.
the kimchi making season is just around the corner.
맞아요.
So I'm worried about the price of cabbages and how they're
Right.
doing.
Or if there's going to be enough cabbages for kimjang, right? Because that is a very important season here in Korea, as everybody knows. So what's happening is, again, the result of climate change. The climate is not doing things that it's usually doing. So farmers are used to doing things in a certain way, and now they're having to adapt to the weather as it changes so quickly.
That's right.
So what happens is many of the cabbages have actually turned soft, and nobody really wants a soft cabbage
Sure.
when you buy it, right? So that loses their market value. The price goes down. So some farmers have just given up and they just plow the soft cabbages back into the soil. And it's not only cabbages. Rice harvests have also been affected. In Gangneung, remember, there was a huge drought this summer.
Yeah.
They were controlling all the water. And so that had already stunted the rice growth or affected the growth of the rice. And now the heavy rains on top of that during the harvest, it's causing further problems.
네, 그래서 저희도 이제 영상을 봤는데 많은 이 농작물들이 이렇게 손을 이제 갖다 대면 그냥 아예 쑥 들어가더라고요. That's how soft they are.
Exactly.
And of course, no one wants to buy these, so you actually lose money if you try to harvest them and transport them somewhere to sell it.
Exactly.
그래서 그냥 이제 갈아 엎는 게 더 비용을 아예 이제 유발하지는 않으니까 그렇게 하는 건데, what's really upsetting is that many of these farmers, they gave it their all to keep the crops alive during the long summer season, only to be inundated with rain come fall.
Exactly. It's a huge problem for farmers because they put so much money and effort into the crop, but then they make all their money in one go, basically, right? When you harvest. So if that harvest is dropped, basically you're going to be in financial difficulties and maybe even debt coming into
Right.
the next year.
맞아요. 그래서 이모작 하면은 최소 이제 6개월 어치의 이제 뭐라고 그러죠? 이제 monthly income이 사라지는 거고, for many crops, it's your annual salary that's out the door, the annual salary equivalent if things like this happen.
Right. So it's going to be an issue going forward for farmers to how to adapt to the quickly changing weather. But we never really know what's going to happen these days, right? Sometimes
Sure.
it's hot, sometimes it's cold, it's drought, it's flooding. So it's really difficult.
That's right. And of course, the natural consequence of all this, 당연히 이제 식자재 가격이 오르게 되는 거죠. 소비자의
Exactly.
부담도 커지고.
맞아요. Exactly right.
All right, so these cabbages, they have gone bad, go bad. 음식 등이 상하다 또는 못 쓰게 되다라는 뜻입니다.
Yeah, you can use it for food to means basically to rot or to spoil, but something can also go bad. Like a person can go bad if they start behaving badly. A kid, for example, can go bad if they become a delinquent.
If they become a delinquent, if they
Right.
hang out with the wrong crowd.
Exactly. Or a situation can go bad. Maybe if you're at a concert having fun and then suddenly people get too excited and people start getting roughed up in the thing, the situation can go bad as well.
Speaking of concerts, you're trying to go into the Oasis concert after this, aren't
Well,
you?
it's happening right down the street here. There's so many people flooding to Kintex in Goyang right now to get to that concert. So it's going to be starting pretty soon. There's a lot of action going on right now. So I'm going to go over and see if I can maybe get in.
네, 그리고 저희가 이 얘기를 왜 했냐면은 음식이 상할 때, 뭐 못 쓰게 될 때, 지금 우리 배추 얘기했잖아요. 이런 것에도 go bad라고도 하지만 사람에게도 쓸 수 있거든요.
네.
So I want Rich Sam if he goes to the Oasis concert, if he successfully makes his way inside the arena, that he does not go bad.
Thank you very much.
All right, and now we are talking about this problem because of frost damage. 서리 피해, 냉해가 frost damage입니다.
Right. If a crop is still out in the field and it freezes, that's obviously not a good thing. Basically, what happens is the water inside the plant, of course, all plants are full of water inside, that makes the tissue freeze.
Yeah.
And then it expands, and then basically it ruptures, it explodes. And of course, that makes the food not able to be eaten or no
네.
longer delicious.
That's right. 뭐 우리도 이제 그 채소를 한번 냉동고에 넣었다가 꺼내보면 이게 다 흐물흐물해지잖아요.
네.
Same phenomenon happening there with frost damage that occurs in the winter months.
Exactly.
Here's the article once more. Continuous autumn rains have caused crops to soften, split, and go bad in many regions, forcing some farmers to abandon harvests altogether. With temperatures expected to drop sharply this week, concerns are also rising over possible frost damage to late season crops.
All right, let's talk about those cute animals we've been waiting for. No Oompa Loompas in this story, unfortunately.
No Rich Sam in 무등산 국립공원.
Several endangered species have been spotted in the Hwasun and Damyang areas of Mudungsan National Park. They include the Eurasian otter, classified as a Class 1 endangered species, as well as wildcats and martens, which are both Class 2, and then the Mandarin duck, which is designated as a natural monument of Korea.
무등산 국립공원 화순과 담양 지역에서 천연기념물과 멸종위기 야생생물이 잇따라 포착됐습니다. 야생생물 1급인 수달은 물론 2급인 삭, 담비, 그리고 천연기념물 원앙의 생생한 활동 모습이 관찰됐습니다.
I love hearing stories like this because they haven't seen these animals in so long, and often you think maybe they're gone,
Yeah.
because once an animal is gone, that's it,
Yeah.
basically, right? But this is such encouraging news to see animals coming back. It means nature is experiencing a rebirth.
Yep, some sort of recovery. Now, what kind of action and which animals are we able to see in this footage?
Right, as we mentioned in the well, basically what they do is they set up kind of trail cameras all around the park. They just leave them in the bush, and then they I think they have motion sensors on them, so
Okay.
they turn on whenever there's something moving nearby. So you see an otter. We were talking about otters yesterday.
That's right,
actually.
2 of them on Taylor Swift's
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Maybe Taylor Swift brought the otter here, but a Eurasian otter, this is called officially, a sudal, right? So they were swimming around, splashing around. A wildcat, a sak, tried to cross a stream, but then it fell into the water.
Oh, that's so
actually.
cute.
Yeah, lots of really good moments caught. Also, flocks of mandarin ducks, and then a marten, which is a really kind of cool animal to see, a dambi, and one of the top predators in the
Yeah.
forest, actually. They're big, really good hunters.
So what you can see in this clip, some of them. 헤엄치는 수달, 물에 빠지는 삭, 담비가 엉덩이를 비비며 영역을 표시하는 것 등등을 볼 수 있는데요. 여러분도 보실 수 있습니다. Where can
Right.
people actually watch this footage?
Right, they're on all of the social media of Mudungsan National Park. You can catch those little clips. They post them.
오케이, 무등산 국립공원 공식 SNS에 footage 영상이 올라갔다고
Right,
합니다.
so give them a follow.
Alright, so these animals were spotted, 발견된, 목격된, 포착된.
Right. This is a bit of a tricky one because some animals are literally spotted, meaning
yes.
that they have spots on their body, right? But in this case,
물방울 무늬가 있는 거를 우리가
Yeah.
spotted라고 하죠.
exactly right. But in this case, it means when you spot something, it means I see it.
아, 발견했다.
네, I noticed it, or you recognize something, right?
그래서 these animals were spotted. 모모가 이제 목격됐다, 포착됐다, 발견됐다. And of course, we were talking about the Mandarin ducks. 원앙, natural monument, 천연 기념물.
Exactly. So it's a natural or a cultural feature of outstanding national or scientific value. Basically, they designate these so that they're more kind of honored and protected.
Sure.
The government then protects them because they're rare, they're very beautiful, and they're a very important part of basically the cultural and natural identity of a country or a place.
That's right. 한국에서는 나무, 동물,
Yeah.
오름 등이 이제 천연 기념물로 등재돼 있죠.
네?
Okay, here's the article once more. Several endangered species have been spotted in the Hwasun and Damyang areas of Mudungsan National Park. They include the Eurasian otter, classified as a Class 1 endangered species, as well as wildcats, martens, and the Mandarin duck, designated as a natural monument of Korea.